boy, I'm about to get angry just instantly. I'm so mad about so many things. I just randomly thought of them. And, like, over the years, I've gained knowledge about these topics. And now I'm like, you know what? Wow. I just need to rant. I just need to get angry for once. I just need to let it all out. Like, I've been holding this all in because I used to be in, like, this obsessive phase a couple months ago, and I used to be really sad and upset. And then I realized, like, I could be more optimistic and have a more positive outlook on life. But after I did that, whenever I would get sad or upset, I'd be like, oh, no, I'm falling down the same path, even though I shouldn't be worried about it because there are going to be those days when you're sad. It's uncontrollable. Like, I can still avoid the depressive states and stuff like that. But I didn't realize that. I was like, no, I had to always be happy. But now, you know what? I'm letting it all out. So, first of all, this is going to be great. Ear rape warning, because I'm going to get loud. And also, if you don't like words like damn and hell, I'd recommend staying away, okay? I respect your opinion, but that's actually what I'm going to rant about first. So, don't get me wrong. If you don't like words like damn and hell, that's perfectly fine. That's okay. I respect your opinion. But what angers me is when, like, people complain about it constantly and tell me not to and tell me, no, stop. Oh, yeah, OPS Harley TV, I remember you. Hello. I like your art, by the way. Anyways, so, like, people would get really angry about that, even though, like, you know, I would... Like, you know how in my videos, like, since the beginning, there's been, like, drug abuse, alcohol abuse, self-harm, suicide, depressing stuff, mental illnesses in LPS videos, in, like, tons of LPS videos. There would be stuff like that. Drama, bullying, cyberbullying. People are okay with all of that. But then when you say damn in a video, it's suddenly crossing a line? Dude, you're okay with all of this. That, like, just having, like... a suicide mentioned in a video or something like that in an LPS video, which it's mentioned all the time, by the way, and, like, super serious, sensitive topics like that, people, like, are perfectly okay with that. Just that alone should make it PG-13, you know what I mean? But then once you say hell, it's like, no, that's bad, you did something illegal, guys. It's okay if you don't like cuss words. I understand people are sensitive to different things, but, dude, what are you saying? Stop. Like, I was hoping, like, as I could go on with life, like, as I could go on with my channel, like, my audience would grow up with me, and then I could start cussing and putting more more mature topics in my videos, and they'd be like, wow, you've grown so much, and you're starting to put more mature topics in your videos. I like it. I was hoping for that. But then people are like, no, that's bad, because you're saying piss. Okay, that's just the first thing. I'm so glad so many people agree with me. Thank you. Another thing I'm going to rant about. This is probably going to be like one of the longest ones. So this happened like a year ago or something on this channel. And basically, like, I was trying to quit for my mental health because I would get really angry making videos and stuff like that. And I was just trying to leave for my mental health. And I might have been a little bit harsh, but that was only because I knew what people were going to end up saying. And they said something even worse than what I originally expected. People were literally saying, if you quit LPS2 for your mental being, I'm gonna cut myself. People were literally, like, threatening suicide and self-harm against me. That's gaslighting. That's a manipulation tactic that, like, adults use against, like, little girls. And this is, like, 8-year-olds, like, gaslighting me. Are you kidding? Are you kidding? That's just, like, I don't even care if it's intentional or not. That's, like, how do you know how to do that stuff? What? And then people would blame me. Dude, you're, like, just as bad as them. You're, like, as manipulative as them. And then I don't even care about giving their name away at this point. I don't think I gave it away before. But even when I ranted about it and said, you know, that's really toxic of them to do, I know I might have worded it a little wrong. And I'm sure she didn't intend this. But even Music Girl Pro didn't like that. I thought that was toxic. Dude, that is toxic. That's gaslighting. That's manipulation. Shouldn't you have, like, learned that in, like, health class and stuff like that? You know, like, people teach, like, about, like, human trafficking or manipulation, gaslighting tactics like that. It's like, what the heck? And then, since she's popular, people just automatically agreed with her without actually looking into it and looking at the story. So I had to delete her comment and then private that stream because people weren't paying attention. Just because someone's popular doesn't mean they're right. okay? Like, people can disagree with my opinions right now. That's okay. Don't just agree with me just because I'm popular. But if you genuinely agree with me, that's cool, okay? But don't just agree with people just because they're popular. You know what I mean? Just... Oh, I'm enjoying myself so much because I'm just letting it all out. You know, I don't want people to attack Music Girl Pro or anything because this was a long time ago, and I'm sure if she understands what I'm talking about and she would look more into it, she'd probably understand. I understand maybe she just didn't get it, and I kind of worded it wrong because I didn't go too in-depth because I didn't want to. I just kind of said it was toxic. But... And then people were straight up saying, without even looking into it, it's her fault for saying that we're toxic. That's because you are toxic. You're victim blaming, honey. You know what really grinds my gears is the episode of SpongeBob Stuck in the Ringer. It's just this one part where SpongeBob's life is literally ruined by this ringer. And, like, he stands up for himself finally, just like how I eventually stood up for myself against people literally threatening to cut themselves over me. And then... they blamed SpongeBob. That's victim blaming. It's like an actual thing that you're taught about and educated about. And people will be like, victim blaming is a thing too. It's things that happen a lot. And like I'm sorry. I'm just defending myself. Thank you very much. That's not my fault, okay? Can you like stop blaming me? How? No. Yeah, comparing this to SpongeBob. It's seriously though. Did they like watch Stuck in the Ringer and learn from that? Honestly though. That's not, I know, right? It's not my fault. Are you kidding me? Like, even after the whole incident, like last February from last year, I think I even apologized for everything, which is something that victims of manipulation do, by the way. Like, after people, like, manipulate them and gaslight them, they eventually come out and apologize and say it's their fault and blame themselves for something that they didn't even try to cause. They were manipulated for. I even apologized. And I'm going to go delete that video, like, right after this or something like that. Because, really? Thank you guys so much for being supportive. I appreciate it a lot. Yeah, oh my gosh. Like, I'm so mad that I apologized to them. I shouldn't have apologized. Because none of it was my fault. I'm going to have dignity and self-respect, thank you very much. And that's not my fault. It's me having self-respect and realizing it's not my fault. So thank you. Like, I don't know if people wanted me to learn something from that experience. Like, don't say it's toxic. How about no? What I've learned is I don't care how popular an LPS tuber is. I don't care how young somebody is. I don't care. I have self-respect, and nothing that happened there was my fault. I may have been a little harsh sometimes. I may have been, like, sometimes, like, may not have elaborated enough so people misunderstood. But you know what? I have self-respect. I have my reasons, okay? Seriously, good on you for not caring. Thank you, thank you. I just want you guys to know if people ever threaten suicide against you or anything like that, like, leave that relationship immediately. See, what people do is groom you. They gain your trust. They manipulate you. That was kind of what my Ladybug film was about. And see, they gain your trust, they manipulate you and stuff like that. And yeah, why would I apologize? It was probably just because, like, of all the people saying it was my fault and me thinking, oh, I was too harsh and everyone blaming me for things I did, so I just agreed with them, which is bad. It showed that the manipulation worked, which is really upsetting. That's not good at all. Yeah, I know, right? That's what they do. Like, what are you saying? Are you kidding? And that's not okay to victim blame someone. Like, you should, even if someone, like, keeps going back to the manipulator, you have to be patient with them, okay? You have to be patient with them because they're being, like, gaslit, they're being manipulated. Like, okay, you have to be patient with them. You have to understand it's really hard for them, okay? So don't victim blame or saying, oh, they keep going back. You should have done this, you should have done that. That's not good. That's being just as manipulative. So be careful with that stuff, okay? OMG, the tea. Didn't Spectre get victim blamed? Yeah, he did. Yeah, because I'll admit I believed it too. Has anyone seen, like, Pentagrin's half-assed apology blaming other people? Oh! Like, I didn't even watch the whole thing. It was too hard to watch. Here's the tea. Take the tea. It's nice and warm, honey. And there's more to it too. What else do we have? Oh yeah, let's talk about criticism arguments. You know how people are really sensitive to criticism sometimes? Like, they're like, OMG, you gave me constructive criticism? I'm so offended. Like, those people are annoying. But you know what's more annoying? When people give you really bad, like, sucky criticism, like just, oh, fix your R, like, literally, that's it. And I just ask them, can you elaborate? Because that literally doesn't help me at all. And then they're all like, oh, you're so offended. You wouldn't take my constructive criticism. I can't take your constructive criticism. Just fixing my art. That's not criticism. That's just telling me to do something. Like that. Like, you could at least say something like, oh, I like these things about your art. I don't like these things about your art. Like, here's how you can fix them. Like, that's good. And, like, it also bothers me when people say, just fix it, and then I ask them to elaborate, and then they go on this long paragraph on how exactly to fix it, and their criticism is so good, which doesn't make sense. Why didn't you just give the criticism originally? Shouldn't you know, like, actually explaining and elaborating should help more? Like, yeah, but yeah, it still bothers me because there are also people who just don't take it and say, oh, constructive criticism is so offensive, it's the same thing as hate. Like, I don't like those people either. But it also bothers me. Like, I kind of want to go around giving LPS tubers constructive criticism, but that hasn't happened very much. Yeah, don't say someone's art is perfect, okay? Like, it's okay if you don't personally see any problems in somebody's artwork and you don't know how to give the criticism. That's okay, but saying their art is perfect is just incorrect. Like, there are always ways to fix your art, to improve. So I just recommend, like, you could say someone's art is good. You can give them compliments, all right? But you shouldn't say it's perfect because that's kind of sugarcoating. You know what I'm saying? Whew. The reason I rant so much is just because I like getting it all out. I just like ranting publicly and seeing people who agree with me and support me for it. It's just, I enjoy ranting. Oh, yeah, that's one thing. So things so far that I've talked about is the whole cussing argument about how apparently, you ever notice stuff like that in LPS videos? Like LPS killing themselves and stuff like that, and mental illnesses and depression and bullying. Apparently that's all okay. But then once you say, you pissed me off in a video, that's apparently crossing a line. Like, no. My channel was pretty much always PG-13, if we're being honest. If we're really looking into it. I'm just saying. And then the next thing I ranted about is about manipulation, gaslighting, and how just because I wanted to quit YouTube for my well-being, people told me they were going to kill themselves if I didn't come back. Which, that's literally, like, 8-year-olds were saying that. Even though that's literally the thing that adults do to, like, little kids to manipulate them to stay with them. Like, damn. That's, like, so wrong. And then I'm surprised, like, where did, like, really small children get that stuff? That's really disturbing. I thought you didn't learn about that stuff until you were, like, in middle school or high school. You know what I'm saying? Or, like, if you're exposed to the internet, I guess you can learn that way. But really, it's just not okay. Just because they were influenced by the internet doesn't make it excusable, you know? It's sad that they got influenced. I'd like to help them, but, dude, that's not okay. And then the next thing I'm ranting about is the whole criticism argument. I hate it. Oh, I hate it when people say I've unimproved and give no, like, I literally, let me say this real quick. For art, I take criticism like 3 times a week. Like, almost every day. I try to take criticism almost every day. And then they say, oh, you take no criticism, even though I take it like almost every day. What are you talking about? It's just because I don't like bad criticism. There's such thing as bad criticism. Criticism can be critiqued. Remember that, y'all. Remember that. Criticism can be critiqued. Criticism can be bad. Criticism can be just really sucky, all right? Like, that's what people need to understand. Criticism is never perfect. Just like how art is never perfect. That's what people need to learn. And, like, the other week or something, some idiot who, I'm pretty sure they traced art, too. Like, I gave someone a bunch of criticism, and even if it was bad criticism, they just said, oh, you don't take criticism either, so, yeah, that makes you a hypocrite. Even though I take criticism every single week. What are you talking about? Oh my gosh. Yeah, like at this point, people can just shoot someone in the eye, and then once you get upset about it and report it to the police, they're just like, oh, you don't take my constructive criticism. I was just shooting them in the eye for like constructive criticism. That's not criticism. You're just shooting them in the eye. What are you talking about? Ugh. Woman, please. It's just, subscribe to PewDiePie. I need I don't understand. And I'm glad that people agree with me. I thought once I mentioned, oh, frick, my phone is already 20%. I thought once I mentioned, like, Music Girl Pro, people would start being like, well, she's popular. You're being really mean to a popular LPS tuber, even though she was kind of maybe unintentionally victim blaming. I mean, she wasn't really as bad as the people who replied, but I wish she'd at least made an effort to see that people replying were blaming me for something that wasn't my fault and for being gaslit. Are you serious? I got really salty about it. And then I blamed myself again because she was popular and telling me I was in the wrong, even though I wasn't. Have self-respect, guys, okay? This is probably the last thing I'm gonna rant about. Yeah, there is a difference between constructive criticism and hate. You know? Anyways, I'm going to mention something real quick. This is probably the last thing I'm going to vent about. I mean, not vent about, but rant about. I mean, ranting is technically just angry venting, so either way. Now this is where people might start arguing against me, but I don't care. Let me just say real quick, I'm going to make, like, a video soon to talk, kind of, like, parodying how a lot of series are. Do you guys want to know why a lot of stereotypical series fail? Like, why does LPS Popular succeed, but a lot of other ones just fail? Here's why. Character development and lack of build-up. They give their characters, like, 1 or 2 traits each. Meanwhile, in LPS Popular, like, let's use this as an example. Let's say, let's say this is a protagonist. Okay, this is a protagonist. They're basically completely innocent. They do nothing to deserve anything that they've gotten. And, like, they get tortured the whole series for, like, existing. You know what I'm saying? That happens. And, like, they don't do anything to deserve it either. Like, they just get tortured the entire series for existing. And, like, it can get really annoying to watch, you know? Kind of like Squidward torture episodes. Like, I used to like Squidward. Like, I used to like all SpongeBob episodes when I was younger, I'll admit. But I still got really angry at episodes like Choir Boys, Cephalopod Lodge, where Squidward was just tortured for doing nothing. You know what I'm saying? And then let's say this is the antagonist. The antagonist has no redeeming qualities, no positive traits. They're a villain, they're negative, everything. Like, let's take Mean Girls, for example, or let's take LPS Popular, for example. You can have sympathy for Brooke. She has redeeming qualities, all right? But most antagonists in a lot of series don't have any redeeming qualities, no positive traits about them. They're just a horrible person. And then, yeah, see, here's the thing. SpongeBob is actually the show that taught me how to give good character development. I'm serious. It's what taught me that why a lot of LPS series fail. Not just because they're stereotypical, but because of the way they're executed. LPS Popular succeeds because all the characters are likable in a way and sympathetic in a way. You know? Yeah, like, but in a lot of other series, I would just hate the antagonist and hate them and hate them. I would never like them. They had no positive traits. See, the reason SpongeBob has taught me something is like newer SpongeBob, where they torture innocent characters, where they have really unlikable characters who were just annoying in every way, or characters with no redeeming qualities, characters who were cruel, characters who have like one character trait in some of the episodes. You know, episodes like that in the newer episodes, that's what taught me how not to make a story, how not to develop characters. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, a lot of people hate new SpongeBob. But like in older episodes like Squidward, sometimes when he got hurt, he did something to deserve it. And in newer episodes, he does nothing to deserve all the torture he gets. Similar to how the protagonist in a lot of series just is new to school and just exists and then just gets tortured by the antagonist the entire series. And like, for example, Patrick is just a complete jerk the entire time. Like, he's a complete jerk. He's super mean. He has, like, no redeeming qualities, and he's just a jerk. And dumbness, stupidity cannot excuse it. Patrick would always anger me. Kind of like similar to how the antagonist has no redeeming qualities, no excuses for what they do, and you can't have sympathy for them. Brooke and LP is popular. Whether you like LP is popular or not, you have to admit, Sophie is probably, oh, frick, it's 10% warning. Okay, I'm going to plug this up now because it's running out of battery very quickly. But, like, I'm just going to take my LPS and bring it over here because I need to plug up my phone. But, like, a lot of characters, you know, like, just, like, in older episodes, Patrick's stupidity was funny, you know, but, like, in newer episodes, his stupidity is just angering. So SpongeBob is really what taught me how to develop good stories. So that's why I'm actually grateful that it went on to become very terrible, because it educates me on how like not to make a story, frick. Yeah, like Brooke is someone you can have sympathy for. Like, I understand if you think, you know, that's no excuse for treating Savvy the way she did. You can still have some kind of sympathy or empathy for her because of the neglect she goes through, you know, or dad dying, stuff like that. They're actually things to make you feel bad for her. And other stuff is just, oh, the antagonist just mean is for no reason, you know? Like, don't do that, guys. Don't do that. So, yeah, I just want to... Oh, also, the lack of build-up in a lot of series is basically... Like, do you guys ever notice, like, in a lot of series, like, in the second episode, somebody gets hurt and, like, almost dies? Y'all, chill out. Have some build-up, okay? Have some build-up, all right? I'd recommend waiting until, like, it kind of depends on how long the episodes are, though. This is the most relatable content. I'm so surprised so many people agree with me. But, yeah, that's... I want to kind of give constructive criticism on LPS tubers. Like, I think that's something we should start doing. I feel like that's something we should start doing. Kind of giving them some constructive criticism on the voice acting, story, build-up. And, you know, I might actually start doing that, but I feel like people will get mad at me because we, like, never give or get criticism here. Does anyone notice that? It's either your videos are perfect or your videos suck. Quit YouTube. Like, you know what I mean? I haven't seen constructive criticism very often. And although sometimes I get kind of angry that I have, like, 70,000 subscribers, but a lot of my videos only get, like, 3K views, even though I sometimes get jealous and a little petty over that, I'm still kind of grateful because it's better to have, like, not as many true fans than what I did, like, a year ago, a bunch of fake fans who didn't even care about my well-being, you know what I'm saying? Oh, I just remembered, like, one of the fake fans. They were 16 years old, couldn't use the right there/your, did not know how mental illnesses or manipulation worked at all, because I was really upset and started getting suicidal, and they were just like, oh, you're just overreacting, and pretty much victim blaming, too. Why are so many people like this? The younger people and the older people. I don't understand. I don't get it. I don't get it. You talked about this on your Discord. Yeah. And then I said I was gonna make a rant stream, and here we are. Like, all right, come on, you're 16 years old. And then another thing is, I was, like, cussing around that time, too. And they were all like, you're not allowed to cuss. You're only allowed to cuss when you're 16 years old. Conveniently choosing their own age. Totally not self-absorbed or anything. Yeah, it's just, I'm so glad people, like, understand the truth, the honest truth. And do you guys think we should start, like, giving more criticism in this community and trying to help out others to improve their content? I think that's something. It's your voice. You could cuss if you want. Thank you. Thank you. Maybe it was a bad time to come here. Honestly, I think any time was bad. Oh, man, the Discord crud, yeah. In Discord, I was ranting so much and getting so angry. Yeah, we should start critiquing LPS videos, you know? And I think I'm going to start doing that, going around and watching some LPS videos, because I really want to see these people improve, because they have so much potential, you know? I want to see them improve, and I want to see them get really good at these videos. I want to see more fun videos, because a lot of LPS series I watch are more typical, they don't have much build-up or anything like that, and they're just not entertaining to watch, and I want to help them so that more people will want to watch their videos, they can be more talented and stuff like that. I just want to see that in this community. I want to see people grow, and I don't want people to get offended by it. Oh, man. Yeah, like episode 2, like I feel like there should be more build-up. And yes, I want to use my own series for example, because after learning about a lot of this stuff, like build-up, character development, even though I might have copied LPS Popular in some parts, I did copy it in a way that I actually learned from it and learned how to have good character development and stuff like that. Like in old Camp Riverwood, Like, I know a lot of people like it, and that's perfectly okay, but I don't like it. And here's the reason why. Because as episodes would go on, like, after the whole fantasy magic house thing, I turned Dakota into a humongous jerk. He just became so unlikable and so terrible. He might have added some suspense, but really, he was a really mean character. He was just super homophobic. He didn't really have any reason to try and kill some characters just for being themselves. Another thing that kind of annoyed me, wasn't so bad, but some things that annoyed me, I did not do my research. I didn't realize that when you're pregnant, you don't have periods. That was just one part, but it's still, it makes me cringe and I feel, And another part is, I didn't seem to understand what bisexual meant. I just thought it was straight and then lesbians. Chris from Fabulous Fables kind of became a jerk, yeah. But, like, his situation, actually, looking back on it, his situation is kind of understandable because Jennifer is really, really cruel and manipulative, and he felt scared of leaving her. And in the end, he realized his mistakes. See, I'm not trying to sugarcoat him. I'm trying to understand him a little bit. I don't think Chris was a total jerk, but, you know. Jennifer is kind of a total jerk. There's not really any redeeming qualities for her, and that's what I'm angry at myself for doing. Yeah, I have anger issues too, which is probably another reason why I tend to rant a lot, but still, I don't become like that, you know? It's kind of sad because a lot of people with anger issues can become real monsters because of it, and it's sad, honestly. Yeah, high school drama, like, I'll admit, Camp Riverwood is pretty similar to other series, but, like, in a way, like, you know, the characters can actually be likable. Melody has dignity, she has self-respect. And, like, yeah, ranting and cool you off. Can you, like, understand? Like, at the beginning, I was, like, screaming, and now I'm more calm. I'm still kind of heated, but I feel better now after ranting. Another thing, like, Melody, I feel like she's more of a likable character than a lot of other characters in series. I understand characters being insecure and stuff like that. But, like, for example, Savannah and LP is popular. And, yes, I use LP is popular as an example a lot because I feel like it succeeds a lot better with this kind of stuff. And it does. That's why it's so popular. But LP is popular. See, the thing is, Savannah, like, even though, like, she can still be a likable character, she can still be sympathetic, you know, stuff like that. And even though she's insecure, it's not just insecure in an annoying way. It's like Sylvie GTV, you know, actually did her research on, like, anorexia and stuff like that. You know, that's what I like, is she did research. That's something that I used to not do, and I feel like a lot of people don't do. I'm not going to try to bash people. I want to try to give them criticism. Like, develop your characters more. Make sure they all have redeeming qualities. Make sure that they all have positive traits and negative traits. Make sure it's balanced. Don't just make the antagonist some evil villain. And if they are, make them likable in a good way. Like, Monica, even though she's a jerk a lot of the time, she is, like, she can somewhat be sympathetic. She does get karma for things, like, she deserves. Like, I honestly think she deserves to have her popularity taken away. You know, so it's kind of satisfying to see those things happen to her, in my opinion. Plus, like, her manipulation is kind of interesting in a way. You know what I mean? Kind of like villains, like, in a way, their schemes are, like, really interesting. Excuse me, I'm burping a lot. It's interesting to see. You know what I mean? A stick. What are we saying? A stick? I think someone just started saying a stick, and now everyone's saying a stick. Did I accidentally say a stick? Yeah. Like, and like, Melody has, see, in LPS Popular, Savannah's, like, anorexia builds up, and she gets more insecure about it. You can see it slowly starts to eat her up. It's not just all of a sudden, episode 2, OMG, she called me fat, I'm gonna starve myself. Like, it actually builds up in a realistic way. That's what makes it relatable for actually anorexic people out there. And it can even influence them, like, you know, to start trying to change and try to get out of that hellhole, you know, and try to fix their eating disorder and try to pick themselves back up off the ground. See, that's what's so good about it. But in other LPS series, they don't really portray it very well. Like, in Camp Riverwood, I almost took the anorexic route with Melody. In old Camp Riverwood, when Gwen called her fat one time, she's like, Dakota, she called me fat. It's even worse than clawing me. But I like how in the new Camp Riverwood, she has a lot of self-respect. You notice how in a lot of episodes when Gwen disrespects her, she's like, you know what? I don't deserve this. Can you stop? I don't need this. You know, I like her because she has dignity. She has self-respect. I also like Gwen because she can be a sympathetic character. And Melody did kind of do things to deserve what she's gotten, and same for Gwen. Lots of characters who've done bad things got their comeuppance later. Okay, I'm tired now, and I want to go eat donuts because we have, like, this nice box of donuts downstairs. So I'm going to go eat some. Thank you so much for joining me. Wow, this feels so nice to get it all out. There could probably be more things to rant about. Oh, I know there's something that I forgot, but what I want you guys to take from this, don't victim blame people. And, you know, don't overreact about cussing. Let people have their freedom of speech. You know, don't manipulate people. Don't gaslight people. Don't threaten to cut or kill yourself over stuff like that. You know, don't threaten that stuff, period. You know, try to give your characters more development. You know, just don't attack people in general. Be a good person. I want to help people. Maybe we could start giving criticism to people from now on. I'd be happy to see that from now on in this community. Because I really want to see these people improve and their series will get even better. So yeah, another live after donuts. I might later, but actually my live streams are on Allison Streams. I haven't put a link in the description. Maybe I'll put a link in the comments and I'll pin the comment later, but for now, you could try to look up Allison Streams because that's where my streaming channel is. I do cuss there, though, okay? I hardcore cuss there more than I do here, so... I just enjoy cussing. I don't know why, but I also find it a little more entertaining. Like, what would Game Grumps be without the constant cussing? You know what I'm saying? Is it just me? I don't know. I just find it funny sometimes. Anyways... Yeah, that's just my opinion. All right, if you don't like cussing, that's perfectly okay. But yeah, Allison Streams, that's my streaming channel. I don't stream here or on my Squidster channel too often, which used to be my Animations channel, but now it's called the Squidster. So just subscribe to Allison Streams. Yeah, I'll try to get a mod on my streaming channel too if I end up seeing you in the chat. I do have LPS Amino. It should be called LPS Allison TV Official. Thank you guys for joining me. Ranting has made me feel so much better. Don't be ashamed to rant. You know, try to add character development, build up to your series. Just stuff like that. All right. I hope you took some stuff away from this stream. I hope you learned some stuff. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm still working on filming my movie. I'm going to get it done before March. I'm going to film it completely before March. So I'm almost done with it. I'm just scared to upload it because I feel like it's going to be too long and then it's going to mess up. Anyways. Oh, I just realized. When there was snow here a couple days ago, like once, there was snow here like once. I've lived here for 4 years, and it hasn't snowed once. Like a couple days ago, it snowed once. I wish I did a photo shoot with that, but I didn't have enough time because the snow